The moon of Varka 9 was burning. Smoke filled the black sky, and fire spread across the rocky ground. Explosions echoed like angry gods screaming from above. The war between humans and the alien race called the Zelther had reached its deadliest place yet. Soldiers ran in every direction, trying to escape the destruction. Both human and Zelther forces were losing control. No one knew who was winning or losing, only that death was everywhere. In the middle of this chaos, a young alien girl lay trapped under a broken metal beam. Her name was Kayla, a Zelther girl, with pale blue skin and glowing violet eyes. She was beautiful, even covered in dirt and blood. Her leg was crushed and she couldn't move. She screamed for help, her voice shaking with fear and pain. "Please, someone help me," she cried. "Don't leave me here." But no one stopped. Zelther soldiers rushed past her, not even looking down. They didn't care about a wounded girl. In their eyes, she was weak and useless now. She begged louder, her cries echoing, but still, no one helped. Kayla felt cold inside. She was alone, dying on a burning moon. Her own people had left her. She was nothing to them. Then she heard footsteps, heavy, fast, getting closer. She looked up, expecting another Zelther soldier. But instead, she saw a human. His name was Sergeant Liam Grant, a tall, strong man with scars on his face and a rifle in his hands. His eyes were sharp but tired, like someone who had seen too much war. Liam was moving quickly, trying to find a way out of the battlefield. He heard Kayla's screams and stopped. His training told him to ignore it. She was an enemy, just another alien, but her voice, there was something in it. Something human. Liam looked at her, trapped, bleeding, crying. He knew the smart thing was to walk away. But instead, he cursed it under his breath and ran to her. Kayla stared at him, confused and afraid. She didn't understand. Why would a human come to her? "Stay still," Liam said. "I'll get you out." "You're human," Kayla whispered. "Yeah, no kidding," he replied, gripping the metal beam. "Now shut up and let me work." The beam was heavy, but Liam pushed with all his strength. His muscles burned, but finally the metal shifted. With a loud groan, he lifted it enough for Kayla to pull her leg free. She screamed in pain as her crushed leg dragged across the dirt. But she was free. She gasped, looking at Liam with disbelief. "Why?" she asked softly. "Why help me?" Liam didn't answer right away. He tore a strip of cloth from his own uniform and wrapped it around her bleeding leg. His hands were rough but careful. "No one deserves to die alone," he finally said. "Even you." Kayla didn't know what to say. Her people taught her that humans were monsters, brutal and heartless. But this human was saving her. Suddenly, loud shouts filled the air. A group of Zelther soldiers spotted them. They pointed and raised their weapons. To them, Kayla was nothing now, a traitor in their eyes, being helped by a human. "Damn it," Liam muttered. He lifted Kayla onto his back. She was light, but her injured leg made her wince in pain. "You're carrying me?" she asked in shock. "Shut up and hold on." Liam snapped, starting to run. Blaster fire shot past them. Liam weaved between burning wreckage and dead bodies. The heat from the fires was unbearable, but he didn't stop. Kayla held onto his neck, feeling his heart pounding. Behind them, the Zelther soldiers chased, firing their guns, shouting in their alien tongue. Liam's breath grew heavy. He couldn't run forever. He needed a place to hide, or they'd both die. "There," Kayla pointed weakly. She saw a narrow crack between two rocks, a small cave hidden in shadow. Liam ran toward it, sliding inside just as a blast hit the ground behind them. The cave was dark and cool. They both breathed hard, catching their breath. Liam set Kayla down gently. Her face was pale from pain, but she was alive. I don't understand," Kayla said, her voice shaking. "You're my enemy. Maybe, Liam said, sitting down beside her. But you were screaming like a scared kid. I couldn't leave you. Kayla looked at him, her violet eyes softening. No one had ever cared before, not even her own people. Yet this human, this so-called monster, had risked his life for her. Outside, the war raged on. But inside that dark cave, something had changed. Two enemies sat side by side, no longer sure who was friend or foe. And neither of them knew that their choice to survive together would shake the future of both species. Liam sat in the dark cave, listening to the war sounds outside: blasters, screams, and explosions. The heat of the fire still warmed the stone walls. He looked down at the alien girl he had just saved. Her name he didn't even know yet. She was breathing heavily. Her violet eyes stared at him, full of confusion and pain. Her pale blue skin was scratched and stained with blood. But even in her condition, she looked delicate, fragile, not like the enemies he was trained to kill. Kayla finally spoke, her voice weak. Why did you save me?" Liam sighed. He didn't know what to say. He didn't plan to save an alien today. He was supposed to survive this war, not carry an injured enemy on his back. "I don't know," Liam admitted. "Maybe I'm just tired of all the dying." Kayla blinked slowly. "My people, they left me. I saw that." She tried to sit up but winced as pain shot through her crushed leg. Liam stopped her with a gentle hand. "Don't move too much. Your leg is a mess." Kayla gave a bitter laugh. "I should have died out there. My own army wants me dead now. And your army will shoot me on sight." Liam looked away, knowing she was right. His commanders would never understand why he helped a Zelther. To them, aliens were only targets. If they saw him protecting her, they'd kill them both without hesitation. "We can't stay here forever," Liam said. "They'll find us." Kayla stared at the cave entrance. Her mind was racing. She didn't want to trust a human, but she had no choice. And deep inside, she didn't want to die alone either. "I'm Kayla," she finally whispered. "My name," Liam nodded. "Liam." A moment of silence passed between them. Two enemies, trapped together, with no one coming to help. Suddenly, Kayla's head snapped up. She closed her eyes and her skin glowed faintly. "What are you doing?" Liam asked, listening. "To the mines," she whispered. Kayla was a telepath, a rare gift among the Zelther. She could feel thoughts nearby, even sense danger before it arrived. "They're searching," Kayla said. "Both sides. Human scouts, Zelther hunters. They're close." Liam's jaw tightened. "We can't fight them all." Kayla's breathing grew rapid. "You should leave me here. You can escape." Liam shook his head firmly. "Not happening." "Why?" Kayla's voice broke. "I'm your enemy." Liam looked into her glowing eyes. "Because I refuse to be like them. I won't leave someone behind just because they're different." Kayla stared at him in shock. No one had ever said that to her. Suddenly, a distant explosion shook the ground. Dust fell from the cave ceiling. Liam grabbed his rifle and stood up. "We move, now." "But I can't walk," Kayla said helplessly. "Then I'll carry you." Before she could argue, Liam knelt, lifted her into his arms, and stepped carefully to the cave entrance. The fires had moved further away, but shadows of soldiers flickered in the distance. Liam checked his gear: 1 rifle, 2 grenades, and half a clip of ammo. "Not much, hold on," he whispered to Kayla. She wrapped her arms around his neck, her face close to his. She could feel his heart pounding, steady but strong. Liam moved fast, staying low, avoiding the open ground. Every shadow could hide a sniper. Every sound could mean death. Kayla whispered in his ear, guiding him. "Left, no stop. There's a human patrol ahead. Move right." Her telepathy was the only reason they avoided being caught. Together, they moved like ghosts through the ruins. At one point, they saw a dead Zelther soldier hanging from debris, his body burned beyond recognition. Kayla looked away, tears in her eyes. "You okay?" Liam asked softly. Kayla wiped her tears. "He was my squad leader. He left me to die." Liam didn't respond. What could he say? War made monsters of everyone. Hours passed. Liam's body ached from carrying Kayla, but he didn't stop. Kayla felt warmth from his chest, his steady breath, his unwillingness to give up. Finally, in the distance, Kayla sensed an abandoned bunker still powered, still hidden. "There," she whispered. "Old bunker. It's safe." Liam didn't ask how she knew. He just moved faster. They reached the bunker's entrance, hidden under rocks and dust. Liam pushed open the heavy door and slipped inside. It was cold, dark, but safer than outside. Liam set Kayla down gently against the wall. She looked up at him, breathing hard, but there was a softness in her eyes now. A strange feeling she didn't understand. "You're insane," she whispered. "A human shouldn't care for me." Liam sat down next to her, exhausted. "Maybe," he said, "but I'm not like other humans." Kayla smiled faintly. For the first time in her life, an enemy had treated her like she mattered. Outside, the war still burned the moon, but inside that bunker, something new had begun, a fragile connection between two enemies. Neither of them knew. This was just the beginning of something far greater. Liam sat silently inside the old bunker, his back against the cold wall. His rifle rested on his knees, always ready. He could still hear distant gunfire outside, but here it was quiet, too quiet. Across from him, Kayla lay resting. She was pale, her breathing slow but steady. The bandage on her leg was soaked in blood, and she winced every time she moved. Yet despite the pain, she watched Liam with curious eyes. He was nothing like the humans she had been taught to hate. "How bad is it out there?" Kayla asked softly. Liam sighed. "Bad enough. Both sides are looking for us. If they catch me, I'll be shot for aiding an enemy. If they catch you, well, your people already left you to die." Kayla looked down. The truth hurt more than her wounded leg. She never imagined that her own kind would abandon her so easily. She used to believe in their honor, their pride as warriors. But now she knew they had no room for weakness. "Why do you still stay with me?" Kayla whispered. "You could leave." Liam shook his head. "I've left too many behind. Not again." His words carried weight, a hidden pain Kayla didn't fully understand, but she respected it. Deep inside, she felt something strange, a connection, a pull toward this human soldier who refused to give up on her. Suddenly, Kayla's eyes glowed faintly. She pressed her hands against her temples. "What is it?" Liam asked, alert. "They're close human scouts. 4 of them. Searching this area." Liam grabbed his rifle and peeked through a crack in the bunker door. Through the haze of smoke, he saw shadows moving, helmets glinting under the burning sky. They were his people, but to them, he was a traitor now. "Can you move at all?" Liam asked. Kayla shook her head. "I can't, my leg's too weak." Liam cursed under his breath. If they stayed here, they'd be caught. But Kayla couldn't run. Then an idea sparked in his mind. "Kayla," he said, "do you have any other powers? Anything that can help us?" Kayla thought hard. "I can sense minds, but sometimes, if I concentrate, I can cloud them. Make them hesitate, but it won't last long. It's worth a try." Kayla nodded weakly. She closed her eyes, focusing. A soft glow spread from her forehead. She reached out with her mind, touching the thoughts of the human scouts. Outside, the soldiers slowed. Their steps became uncertain, like they had forgotten why they were searching. One of them shook his head, saying, "What? Why are we here?" "Again?" Kayla groaned, sweat beading on her brow. "I can't hold them long." Liam didn't wait. He grabbed a grenade from his belt, pulled the pin, and threw it through the crack. Seconds later, boom! The explosion rocked the ground. Dust filled the air, covering everything. Liam lifted Kayla onto his back again and bolted from the bunker, using the smoke as cover. Kayla gripped his shoulders tightly. "They'll wake from my influence soon, I know," Liam shouted, running as fast as he could. Behind them, the scouts recovered, firing blindly into the smoke. Liam zigzagged, dodging debris and fallen bodies. His lungs burned, but he didn't stop. Kayla pressed her cheek against his back. She could hear his heartbeat fast, but steady. She whispered, "Don't die, human." Suddenly, more danger emerged. 3 Zelther hunters spotted them from a ridge. They raised their plasma rifles, aiming. "Liam!" Kayla cried, "Zelther, ahead!" Liam skidded behind a wrecked vehicle just as plasma blasts struck the ground. Around them, he was trapped. Humans behind, Zelther ahead. Kayla clenched her fists, her powers weak, but her will strong. She whispered in his ear, "I can distract the hunters, but it'll drain me completely." "No," Liam said firmly. "You'll die. Better me than both of us." Liam shook his head. "We don't leave anyone behind, remember?" Kayla looked at him, surprised. No one had ever said that to her, not even her own people. Liam scanned the terrain. His eyes caught a narrow canyon to the left. If they reached it, they might lose their pursuers. "We go that way," he said. "But we'll need cover." Kayla smiled weakly. "Let me help." She focused, sending a sharp telepathic burst into the hunters' minds. The Zelthers screamed, clutching their heads in pain. Liam ran, faster than before, each step a battle against exhaustion. Plasma shots missed them by inches. Human scouts yelled from behind, firing too. But the canyon entrance was close. Liam pushed himself harder, finally diving into the narrow pass. The walls were high, the space tight, perfect for hiding. He collapsed, gasping for air, still holding Kayla close. They had escaped for now. Kayla's body was limp, her energy drained. She whispered faintly, "I'm sorry, I'm too weak." Liam brushed her hair back gently. "You did great, Kayla. We're alive." For a moment, they lay there in the shadows, surrounded by stone, smoke, and silence, hunted by both sides, yet together, still breathing. And as Liam looked at the sky burning red above the canyon, he knew they would have to keep running. But he also knew something else. He would never leave her behind. Asterisk inside the narrow canyon, Liam and Kayla lay hidden among jagged rocks. The walls rose high, keeping them out of sight from patrols. But the air was thin, cold, and heavy with smoke drifting from the burning plains. Liam's muscles ached from running and carrying Kayla for hours. His hands were blistered, his legs weak, but he refused to rest until he knew they were safe. Kayla lay beside him, her breathing soft but shallow. She had spent the last of her strength to cloud the minds of the Zelther hunters. Now she was barely conscious. Liam knelt beside her, checking her pulse. It was faint, but steady. He took a small water pouch from his belt and held it to her. "Lips, drink," he whispered. Kayla's eyes fluttered open. Her violet glow was dull, tired. She sipped the water slowly, each drop reviving her just a little. "You should have left me," she murmured. "I'm slowing you down," Liam frowned. "Stop saying that." "I'm not leaving you." Kayla stared at him with disbelief. "Why? I'm the enemy. If your army finds us, you'll die because of me." Liam sat back, resting against the canyon wall. His eyes stared into the distance. "I've seen what war does to people," he said quietly. "Turns them into animals. I've lost friends, brothers. Some of them became worse than the enemy. But I swore I wouldn't lose myself. Not like them." Kayla listened closely. No human had ever spoken like this to her. Not with honesty, not with pain. "Back on Earth," Liam continued, "there's a saying. We all bleed the same, but out here, everyone forgets that." Kayla lowered her gaze. On my world, we are taught that humans are nothing but destroyers. Cruel, heartless. But you're not like that. Liam chuckled bitterly. Maybe. I'm the crazy one. She smiled faintly. Or maybe. You're just different. For a while neither spoke. The war seemed far away in that moment. Only the sound of distant winds echoed through the canyon. Then Kayla's eyes glowed slightly brighter. She turned to Liam. I want to show you something, she said softly. Something I don't show anyone. Liam raised an eyebrow. What? Is it? Kayla held out her hand, trembling. Give me your hand. Liam hesitated, but then placed his rough, calloused hand in hers. Her skin was cold, but smooth. Suddenly, Liam felt a warmth in his head. A soft hum, like music he had never heard before. Then, images, memories, not his but hers. He saw a world of towering crystals and blue forests. He saw Kayla as a child, running through shimmering fields, laughing with friends. Then he saw her in training, becoming a soldier, feeling the pride of serving her people. Liam gasped. It was like watching a dream. Kayla smiled weakly. It's my gift. I can share memories. For those I trust. Liam looked into her eyes. Why show me this? Because I want you to know. I wasn't always a soldier. I had a life, dreams, family. I'm not just the enemy. Liam nodded slowly. Thank you for trusting me. She let go of his hand, her energy spent. But she smiled, genuinely this time. I never thought I'd trust a human, she whispered. And I never thought I'd carry an alien on my back, Liam replied with a small grin. They both laughed. Quietly, the tension easing between them. Suddenly, Kayla's eyes widened. She sat up, clutching her head. What's wrong? Liam asked, alert. Scouts. Zelther scouts. They're near the canyon entrance. I can feel them. Liam grabbed his rifle and peeked over a rock. In the distance, silhouettes moved, searching carefully. They were methodical, smart. These were experienced hunters. We need to hide deeper in the canyon, Liam said. I can't walk, Kayla reminded him. I'll carry you again. Kayla shook her head. You'll slow down. You'll die. Liam looked her in the eyes. Then we die together. Kayla felt something heavy in her chest, not fear, but something else. She didn't want this human to die because of her. Then an idea struck her. Wait, she said. There's a cave further inside the canyon. I remember sensing it. A natural tunnel, but it's hidden. Can you guide me? Kayla nodded weakly. She closed her eyes, focusing on the memories of the terrain. She pointed to a narrow path, hidden by fallen rocks. There, that way. Without hesitation, Liam lifted her again and started moving. His body screamed with pain, but he pushed forward. The canyon was tight and twisting. Every step echoed, every movement risky. The Zelther scouts were getting closer. Finally, Liam found the entrance. Kayla spoke of a small crack between the rocks. He squeezed through, Kayla in his arms. They entered a dark tunnel, cool and silent. Safe for now. Liam sat down, exhausted. Kayla leaned against him, her head on his shoulder. You really won't leave me, will you? She whispered. No, Liam replied. We're in this together now. In that cold, dark place, the bond between human and alien grew stronger. They were enemies by birth, but survivors by choice. Outside, the hunt continued. But inside that tunnel, the tunnel was dark and cold, but for Liam and Kayla, it was their only shelter. Deep inside, the walls opened to a small cavern with a cracked ceiling where faint light from the burning sky seeped through. Liam sat silently, his rifle on his lap, listening for any sound outside. His body was heavy with exhaustion, his arms sore from carrying Kayla so far. But his eyes stayed sharp. Kayla lay beside him, her head resting on his shoulder. Her breathing had grown weaker. The blood from her leg had soaked through the bandage again. You're bleeding too much, Liam muttered. I'll survive, Kayla whispered, though her voice was fragile. No, you won't. Not unless I find you real medical help, Liam said. But for that, we need to get off this moon. Kayla smiled weakly. There's no ship, no rescue. Liam clenched his fists. He refused to believe this was how it ended. But before he could speak, Kayla's eyes flashed open. She grabbed his arm, her violet eyes wide with fear. They're here, she gasped. Both sides. What? Humans and Zelther. Both. Armies are converging outside this canyon. They've tracked us. Liam's stomach dropped. If they got caught between both sides, there would be no escape. He stood quickly, checking his ammo. Just a few rounds left. A single grenade. Hardly enough. I'll hold them off, Liam said. I'll buy you time. Kayla's eyes filled. With pain, not just physical, but emotional. She grabbed his hand tightly. No, if you fight alone, you'll die. And if I don't, we both die. Kayla shook her head fiercely. I won't let you die alone. Liam knelt down looking into her eyes. Kayla, if I fall, you have to run. Promise me. Kayla's voice trembled. No, I'm not running. I didn't survive just to watch you die for me. There was silence between them. Then Kayla reached for Liam's hand and placed it over her chest, where her heart beat faintly. We are not enemies anymore, she said softly. We are bonded. If you die, I die. Liam stared at her, the alien girl who should have been his enemy, now his only ally in a world on fire. Then they heard it, footsteps, voices, both human and Zeltar. They were surrounded. Liam stood, loading his rifle. He handed Kayla a small pistol he had kept as backup. Can you shoot? He asked. Kayla chuckled weakly. Not well, but I'll try. Liam smiled. Good enough. They moved to the mouth of the tunnel, hiding behind the rocks. Shadows danced on the walls, figures coming closer. Stay low, Liam whispered. Then the first enemy appeared, a human soldier, rifle raised. He froze when he saw Liam. Sergeant Grant. What the hell? Liam fired first, dropping the soldier before he could finish his sentence. More footsteps. Shouts in both human and Zelther. Tongues. They were coming fast. Liam fired shot after shot, keeping them back. Kaylee leaned on the wall, firing the pistol clumsily, but managing to hit a Zelther warrior in the chest. Blaster fire lit up the tunnel, sparks flying, rocks breaking apart. Liam gritted his teeth. His ammo was running low. We can't hold them, Kayla warned, panting hard. Liam looked at his last grenade. He knew if he threw it, it might bring the tunnel down, but it was the only way to stop them. He held the grenade, ready to pull the pin. But then he heard Kayla gasp. Her body glowed faintly. Her eyes shone brighter than before. What's happening? Liam asked. Kayla's voice was soft but firm. My mind, it's waking up. I can feel everything. What do you mean? I can reach into their thoughts, make them feel fear, make them see death. Liam stared at her. Can you stop them? I can try. But it'll cost me. Liam shook his head. No, Kayla. But Kayla smiled sadly. We survived together, remember? Before Liam could stop her, Kayla stood shakily, her hands raised. A wave of invisible energy pulsed from her body. The air shimmered like heat waves. Outside the tunnel, both human and Zelther soldiers screamed. They dropped their weapons, clutching their heads, their minds filled with visions of their worst fears. Some ran, others collapsed in terror. Kayla's body shook violently. Blood dripped from her nose. She was burning her life force to save them. Kayla, stop, Liam shouted. She didn't listen. She pushed harder, her power flooding the canyon. Finally, the sounds of battle faded. Silence. Kayla collapsed, falling to her knees. Liam caught her, holding her close. Her body was cold, her breath shallow. You didn't have to do that, Liam whispered, his voice cracking. Kayla smiled faintly, her eyes closing. We survive, together. Liam held her tightly, refusing to let go. Outside, no enemy remained. Both armies had fled, terrified of the unknown power that had struck them. But Liam knew Kayla had given too much. She was fading. He held her closer, whispering, "Stay with me, Kayla, please." The last stand was over, but the price was heavy. Yet Liam swore he would not let her die, not after everything. And as he carried her deeper into the tunnel, he promised himself he would find a way to save her. No matter the cost. Liam stumbled deeper into the tunnel, carrying Kayla in his arms. Her body was limp, her skin pale and cold. Her breathing was faint, barely there. She had spent all her strength pushing back the soldiers' minds, and now she was dying. No. Stay with me, Kayla, Liam whispered, his voice breaking. You didn't come this far to give up. But Kayla didn't answer. Her eyes were closed, her violet glow gone. Liam's chest tightened with fear. He couldn't lose her. Not now. Not after everything they had survived together. He found a small cavern inside the tunnel, a place safe from sight. Gently, he laid her down on a bed of dry moss and dust. He knelt beside her, pressing his ear to her chest. Her heart beat slow, weak, fading. Damn it, Liam muttered, tears stinging his eyes. You're stronger than this. You're not allowed to die. But he was just a soldier. No medkits, no doctors, no help. She needed more than what he could give. Liam clenched his fists. Then, an idea struck him. Kayla was a telepather. Power came from her mind, her energy, her soul. What if he could reach her mind? He remembered how she once shared her memories by holding his hand. Maybe he could connect with her the same way. Maybe he could wake her from the inside. It was a crazy thought. But there was nothing else. Liam took a deep breath. He held Kayla's hand tightly, closed his eyes and whispered, "Come back to me, please, let me in." At first, nothing happened. But then, his mind felt warm, like stepping into sunlight after a long night. Suddenly, he wasn't in the dark tunnel anymore. He stood in a strange place, a glowing forest with giant crystal trees. The sky was soft purple, and lights danced in the air like floating stars. Liam looked around, confused. Where? Then he saw her. Kayla stood near a glowing tree, her back turned. She wore a flowing silver dress, her hair shining like silk. But she looked lost, alone, staring into the distance. "Kayla!" Liam called out. She didn't move. Liam ran to her, grabbing her shoulders. "Kayla, it's me, Liam." Slowly she turned. Her violet eyes were dull, her face full of sadness. "You shouldn't be here," she whispered. "What is this place?" "My mind, my memories," she said quietly. "I'm almost gone." "No," Liam said firmly. "You're still alive, but you're giving up." Kayla shook her head. "I used everything. I can't go back." Liam stared at her. She looked peaceful here, but he knew it was a trap. A beautiful prison. "You're wrong," Liam said. "We're not finished. We survived together, remember?" Kayla looked at him, tears forming in her eyes. "But I'm tired. I'm so tired, Liam." "I know," he said, holding her hands. "But I need you. I can't do this alone." Kayla's lip trembled. She had never heard those words before, not from her people, not from anyone. "I'm scared," she whispered. "So am I," Liam admitted. "But if we're scared together, we'll find a way." Kayla stared into his eyes, searching for lies, but she found only truth. "You pulled me from death once," she said. "Now you've come into my mind to pull me again?" Liam smiled. Gently. Guess I'm just stubborn." Kayla laughed softly, her first real laugh in days. The crystals around them glowed brighter. "I don't want to die," she whispered. "Then come back." Kayla took a deep breath, and suddenly the dream world began to shake. The trees faded, the sky darkened, and Liam felt himself being pulled back. Kayla squeezed his hand. "Don't let go." "Never." In a flash of light, Liam gasped and opened his eyes back in the real world. Kayla's eyes fluttered open too. The violet glow returned, soft but alive. She coughed weakly, her voice raspy. "Liam?" Liam smiled, tears in his eyes. "I'm here. You came for me." "Even inside my mind," she whispered. "I told you. I'm not leaving you behind." Kayla smiled, resting her head against his chest. "Thank you for waking me." Liam held her close, feeling her warmth returning. She was alive. He had pulled her back from the edge. Outside, the war might still rage. But inside that cavern, something stronger than war was born. A bond, not just of survival, but of souls. Kayla looked up at Liam. "I'm not alone anymore." Liam nodded. "Neither." And won. And for the first time since the war began, Liam believed they might actually survive this. Together. The cavern was silent except for the sound of 2 steady heartbeats. Liam sat with Kyla resting against him, her breathing slow but stronger than before. She was alive. He had reached into her mind and pulled her back from the darkness, and neither of them would forget that connection. But their journey wasn't over. Outside, the war still raged. Human patrols and Zelther hunters were still searching the ruins of the canyon. At any moment, they could be found. Kayla slowly sat up, her body still weak but her mind clearer than ever. "Liam," she whispered, "if we stay here, we'll die." Liam nodded. He knew that too. They couldn't hide forever. But something was different now. Kayla was not the same girl who had lain broken and bleeding. Something had awakened inside her when she pushed back the minds of the soldiers. "Your powers," Liam said. "They've grown, haven't they?" Kayla looked at her hands. A soft glow shimmered in her palms, not just telepathy, but energy, something deeper, more ancient. "There's a way," she said softly. "A way out of this place." Liam raised an eyebrow. "What are you talking about?" "My ancestors. They used to speak of the beacon," Kayla said. "An ancient Zelther device, buried deep beneath the moon. It was used to signal the stars. For help, for allies, for escape." Liam's eyes lit up. "You're saying there's a way off this rock?" Kayla nodded. "If it still exists. And I can feel it, calling." Liam stood up, determination returning to his tired body. "Then let's find it." Kayla smiled weakly, trying to stand. She stumbled, but Liam caught her. She looked up at him, her cheeks warming. "I won't fall again," she promised. "I'll make sure of it." Liam replied. Together, they left the cavern, moving deeper through the winding tunnels. Kayla guided them, her senses sharper than ever, feeling the pull of the beacon. Liam kept his rifle ready, every sound keeping him on edge. Hours passed. The moon above was still burning, the sky filled with smoke and fire. But below, a soft hum began to grow, a vibration in the walls. Kayla stopped in front of a massive stone door, half buried in the dirt. "It's here," she whispered with a wave of her hand. The door responded. Lights along its surface flickered to life technology, far older than anything Liam had ever seen. The door slowly opened with a deep groan. Revealing a hidden chamber glowing with blue energy. In the center stood the beacon, a tall crystal structure pulsing with life. Kayla stepped forward, her eyes glowing in sync with the crystal. "What do we do now?" Liam asked. Kayla smiled softly. "I connect to it. I send a signal to whoever is out there. Someone who can help." Liam hesitated. "What if no one answers?" Kayla turned to him, her expression peaceful. "Then we face it together, but I believe someone will come." She reached out, placing her hands on the beacon. Energy surged through her, lifting her slightly off the ground. Her body glowed, her hair floating like she was underwater. She was speaking not with words, but with thoughts. A message across the stars. Liam watched in awe. He had never believed in miracles, but standing here, watching Kayla, he knew he was witnessing one. After moments of blinding light, Kayla slowly descended back to the ground. She looked tired but smiled. "It's done," she whispered. "The signal is sent. Did anyone answer?" Liam asked. Kayla's eyes softened. "I don't know yet, but I feel hope," Liam chuckled. "Hope's better than nothing." Suddenly, a distant roar echoed through the tunnel, the sound of engines. But not warships. Something else. Something different. Kayla's eyes lit up. "They're coming." Both of them stood together, staring up at the cavern ceiling, where a faint blue glow began to shine down. For the first time since the war began, Liam smiled with genuine relief. "We're going home," he said. Kayla took his hand, holding it tightly. "Wherever that is, as long as we're together." Above them, a ship descended, sleek, unfamiliar, but peaceful. A light of rescue in a galaxy of war. For Liam and Kayla, the nightmare was ending. They had been enemies, then survivors. Now something more. Their story was just beginning.